Ladies and gentlemen, you probably heard that President Trump is also being investigated for January, believe it or not, even though the January committee did not find that he organized any effort to overthrow the United States government. Just like the Mueller probe found no evidence that he was working with another country. He's probably going to be indicted, and this is why you should hit subscribe to this channel. He will be indicted for a third time. That will be a third failed attempt at imprisoning their direct political rivals. If there's a person out there, and there are many, that believes this is about the rule of law, then you are very likely, a highly educated, morally superior, wonderful liberal Democrat who has convinced yourself that leveling the United States government against political rivals is a good thing. Okay? Trump did not commit a crime. Clinton with servers, crime. There's no doubt that transferring classified data from secure government computer networks, from secure government servers onto, at one point, unencrypted private secret servers outside of the United States government is illegal, but also criminal, and there was intent to do so. I don't need the Honorable James Comey to define reality, or the Washington Post, the New York Times, the experts, the wonderful morally superior among us. We already know that Hunter committed crimes through his laptop emails that the New York Post reported on. We know that hundreds of millions went into bank accounts, beneficial treatment took place for the people who gave that money, and U.S. foreign policy was altered. We already know that. There is no debate. The only debate is, well, you can't prove. But we can, because you have the laptop emails, you have the classified data in Biden's garage, and then you have emails saying that Joe is the big man, and one email, how can you use your influence on the company's behalf? And you have over 100 plus financial transactions in banks that were investigated by the financial institutions linked to Joe and Hunter. You don't have any of this with Trump. Yet, the more incriminating the evidence is revealed pertaining to Joe and Hunter, the more Trump gets indicted. Every time Trump gets indicted, it coincides with more information that James Comer and the House Oversight Committee and Jim Jordan and the House Judiciary Committee uncover, and Chuck Grassley and Ted Cruz. There's a reason, for the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who stumble upon this, there is a reason people are giving money to Hunter. Okay, it's likely not his intellect. It's likely because Joe is his father. There's a reason people give money to the Bill and Hillary's Foundation. Okay, it's not because of altruism. They want people and countries and oil and gas businesses in other countries being invaded under Biden's watch now. They want something from the Democrat, so they give money to the philanthropic organization, the foundation, or the bank accounts, or the just the LLCs or the corporations that Hunter and Joe set up. Okay? Joe lied about not knowing what Hunter was doing. Okay? We have all of the emails showing that people wanted favorable treatment in altering U.S. foreign policy. We already have that evidence. When there was a Democrat who said, we impeached Trump, I was the lead person on the impeachment. And hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing very well now. And the reason is because I'm pointing out these pretty obvious, glaring lies by omission. When there was a Democrat in Congress that says, we already proved during the first impeachment that Biden only forced out the prosecutor because the prosecutor wasn't doing his job. That is not the responsibility of the vice president, number one. Number two, it's never happened before in U.S. history. Number three, there's an email asking Joe and Hunter for their services. According to the New York Post, you can read the email. And then, of course, they give the beneficial treatment. They remove the prosecutor that was going to investigate the company. These are not pure, these are a sequence of events that take place because of a financial transaction. We're going to get Trump now on indicting him for the third time for January because he compelled people to commit criminal acts. He declassified the documents as a former president in boxes. Jack Smith's, in 2016, his corruption charge against Virginia governor was overturned. Trump will not spend even 1 second ever in prison, ever. And it's really interesting. I read all the left-leaning and liberal publications, so you don't have to, because that's where I spent my whole life, most of my life up until 5 years ago. And you get these national security attorneys. And one article says if Trump doesn't want to lose his life in jail, then he's going to have to be quiet. And they asked this one attorney, they said, Trump says that the Department of Justice was politicized. And he says, well, I don't think it's politicized at all. In fact, there are a couple procedural procedures that he didn't have to go through as a former president. Not one mention of Clinton's servers. Do these attorneys know how Clinton transferred top secret and classified data onto servers? There has to be equal justice under the law. That's one reason the Supreme Court, even if he's convicted, will overturn all of this. This is blatant politics. It's not blatant politics when you catch Democrats pocketing money for favors. Even the most passionate liberal Democrat admits that Biden took kickbacks, which is bribery and graft. Okay? Really serious. Infinitely more serious than Trump with boxes as a former president with the power to declassify. Oh, guess what? One reason my segment is doing very well yesterday is because the document that he is supposed to have not declassified and knowingly not declassified in the CNN audio it apparently doesn't exist. Nobody has possession of that document. So one of my amazing subscribers stated, "Hey, listen, if the alleged classified document doesn't exist, then you must acquit," which is true. So that's what they have, boxes. Navy versus Egan gave Trump the power to declassify. So good luck trying to send him to prison forever as a former president with the power to declassify. And without the document that says that he intentionally didn't declassify. Then you have the indictment in New York. You'd have to be an imbecile to believe that wasn't politically motivated, and all legal scholars, left and right, say it's a complete farce and joke. Then they're going to indict him now in January. The FBI already cleared him, just like the FBI cleared Michael Flynn before he was indicted. So the Federal Bureau of Investigation has all the information on a potential crime. They can indict somebody in 2 seconds. Okay, what they've been doing, we spoke to this person, he lied to us, but in terms of actual crimes, it doesn't take much for the Federal Bureau of Investigation to see, all the things that somebody can do that's illegal or criminal. The reason they haven't indicted Trump, it's been 3 years now, going on 3 years, because he's protected by the First Amendment, and he used the word peacefully, and patriotically, but peacefully, and they edited his words and quotes. And by the way, I'm not so sure they didn't edit the quote in the CNN audio that's alleged to have shown that he intentionally did this. Okay? He'll have 3 indictments. You heard it here first. 3 indictments and 3 convictions overturned, or 2 convictions because that's a DC jury, so he'll be convicted. If they could accuse Trump of trying to sell the planet to Martians, he'll be convicted of that in D.C. or New York. Okay, Florida, that's going to be either an acquittal, a mistrial, and all 3 will be overturned by the Supreme Court. You don't have to be a legal scholar. Well, are you a legal scholar? You don't have to be. Okay, just like you can see, this is all politically motivated. You don't have to be some kind of great pundit. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now.